Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boscheman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the January 2021 energies for life path number 2. This is a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading, then please go to my website and book some time. I offer a variety of options, so surely you'll find something that suits your needs. January is, what's interesting is January is actually a 6 universal energetic month. And why that's interesting is because we just had that energy in November 2020. So you may see some resurfacing of things related to or experiences related to family, community, health. Things that surfaced in November may resurface in a different light this month in order to be sort of dealt with or taken care of or experienced, right? It doesn't always have to be bad or a learning experience, right? You may see opportunities around honesty, fairness, and genuine concern for others this month. So just pay attention to that as it comes in. That's going to really be a staple of this month, is that energy around honesty, fairness, and having a genuine concern for others. So an opportunity for all of us collectively to show and feel empathy for others. You may feel called to set some healthy boundaries this month. So try not to take on any unnecessary obligations or overly burdensome commitments. So that 6 energy can be very nurturing, but sometimes it can allow itself to become a doormat. And so, that's unhealthy in itself. So you don't want to fall into any of the extremes. And so just pay attention to your boundaries and set those healthy boundaries and be aware of the boundaries of others as well and respect those. You may see something come up specifically around children, family, or a change in the home or living situation. So when it comes to children, you may see that you become pregnant or have a baby or adopt or something like that. Or it could be something, along the lines of your children getting accepted into college or going to college or studying overseas or something like that. But it could be also that change in the home or living situation where your child is now moving out and you have empty nest syndrome or whatever the case may be. But there may be an emphasis on children or family and or a change in the home situation. So you may change actually where you live, you may move locations, you may buy real estate, you may sell real estate, however it comes in. There's a myriad of ways that it can show up, but it does feel very, the focus is around home and your living situation this month. You may see an additional need for, or an emphasis on the need for peace and harmony come in this month. And this is where I feel like collectively we're going to face some major polarities, because I feel like there's going to be collectively quite a bit of discord and chaos. And so it's up to us to find our own peace and harmony within the chaos. So you get to choose what you participate in. So of course, choose wisely. 2 energy, you all have sort of innately this energy about you that is meant to, when you're in alignment, sort of be the bridge for people and bring people together. So if you notice that you are overly emphasizing or sort of contributing your energy into an extreme in either polarity, just be mindful of that, because in essence, what you're doing is you are feeding the fire of that chaos. So this is probably going to be an opportunity this month for you to kind of rein that in, to find your equilibrium, find your balance, and find ways for again, find your own level of peace and harmony, and choose how you want to expend your energy. What do you want to, put that towards? You get to decide. And then also another energy of the 6 energy that we may feel collectively this month is around beautification. So you may find that you want to beautify yourself or beautify your home. So maybe you're going to get a new hairstyle, or go to the spa, or for your home, maybe you're going to do some upgrades. Maybe you're going to do some remodeling. Maybe you're going to sell an older home and buy a newer home. Um, you may find that you feel a call to spend more time in nature. And so finding beauty within your surroundings, that sort of thing. And so the key is, the question is, how can you bring more beauty within, into your own life? And how can you find that peace and harmony? And a lot of times the two go hand in hand. So pay attention to your surroundings. How can you make them more beautiful for you? Remember that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So it's up to you, what you find beautiful and how you want to beautify your surroundings. Okay, so I went ahead and pulled an animal spirit card for you all, and it's so beautiful, the message that you guys got. You guys got peacock spirit. And so peacock says, let yourself stand out and be noticed. And what I really love about that for two energy is because twos have a sort of this innate desire to be sort of fade into the background, to not be overly noticed, to not stand in the spotlight, that sort of thing. And so that's not a bad thing. It's just that your energy is often likes to kind of be behind the scenes. Rather than sort of standing out and having all the attention on you. And that's okay. You just tend to be more introverted. And of course, that's kind of a blanket statement. Not all twos fall into that. Of course, we have other energies within our chart that make up our expression and all of that. But in general, that two energy is very much around sort of being more introverted and not wanting all the attention. And so this month, I feel like you're going to have opportunities to really let yourself shine, let your work shine, let your what you put in, how you show up, doing that in a way that is really expressing yourself and allowing yourself to stand out and accept and receive recognition. So just be aware of that. If it's something that you struggle with, that's okay. Just ease into it. But I do feel like you're going to have some opportunities to let yourself shine. And through that shining, being able to recognize what you're capable of, which ultimately is empowering within itself. So as we move into the first week, I've broken January down into 4 weeks. Of course, the energy is fluid, so it can come in at different times for different people, but this is just how I've chosen to break it down. And I do want to mention, we're having some people do some work on the house. So if you notice any kind of bumps or noises coming in, it's them. And this microphone picks up everything. So don't be alarmed. And so I broke January down into 4 weeks. And so for the first week, it's interesting. We have this really strong energy coming in around forgiveness. So however this shows up for you, but again, remember the 6 energy is really keyed in on family and community. And so you may find some things come up around family that need your attention, that need your forgiveness. I think we've talked about this in the past, where it's really about when we can't interact with the person or the people in the physical that we need to forgive, then it's really just about releasing that energy energetically, because even if the physical experience has occurred, we're still carrying with us that energy of that action. And so if there's anger, frustration, any kind of discord in that way, remember the call is to find your peace and harmony. And in order to do that, to truly do that, you have to release that negative energy that you're carrying with you around an action that's no longer taking place. So again, it's like if something happened when you were like 10 and you're still carrying with you the energy around that experience and it's holding you back in a way, this is really going to be a call. And I feel like you're going to face some challenges or experiences that are going to help you to release this. But if you're still carrying that energy with you from something that's happened in the past, then whether you see it or not, it is holding you back in some way. It's keeping you from expressing yourself in your highest expression. So there is going to be something come in for those of you that this resonates with around, I feel like it's around family, to be honest, some kind of relationship where something occurred, some kind of action that to you felt that felt hurtful or detrimental or something like that, that was just, it could have been traumatic, something that happened that really kind of halted your movement forward. And it's something that you've been carrying with you. And so this is an opportunity to start to, or to fully release whatever this is. And that really is going to start by forgiveness. That doesn't mean that you have to agree with the action or accept the action. What you do need to accept is that it happened, right? It occurred, it happened, and now it's time to find ways to heal that and to release it. So there's nothing around avoidance here. It's just allowing yourself to release that person, release that action, release that energy, so that you're no longer carrying it with you on your journey. Because the purpose of that action was to show you and teach you something, which, has occurred or is occurring through you constantly reliving it. And so it's kind of like, this is time to, plant those wands, to release that energy so that you can move forward in your highest expression. Okay. So it does feel a little uncomfortable, but it's kind of like you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And the way to reach that light is to release this energy that's just no longer serving you. Then we move into the second week, and I feel like this is kind of like a continuation of this energy that we've been talking about for the first week, where you're kind of at a crossroads and you're kind of like, that you've invested as much as you can invest into this situation, into this experience, and it's no longer emotionally fulfilling for you to continue to invest into it. And so it's like, that you need to release whatever this is, that you need to move on from whatever this is. It's how you choose to do that that's going to make all the difference. So it's like, if you're going to release whatever this is, and this can be a current relationship, this can be a current job or experience, you can release it in anger and resentment, but that's not going to really help you moving forward. If anything, that's just going to continue to lay brick upon brick for, you to carry along the way, as opposed to breaking free from that brick wall, right? So it's kind of like, you can either end whatever this is and walk away from whatever this is with joy in your heart, with understanding and compassion. And remember that word I brought up around the sixth energy, empathy. You can either do this with empathy and release whatever this is in empathy, or you can do it with anger and frustration and hatred. And you can feel the energy in either side and see which one feels heavier and which one feels lighter. And do you want to carry something so heavy on your movement forward, or do you want to carry something much, much lighter? So the question is how do you move forward? How do you make your decision out of a space that feels much lighter than out of a space that feels much heavier? Which do you want to carry with you? Because whichever you decide is what's going to sort of propel you forward in making your decision in how you handle whatever this is. Okay. So I do feel like this is some kind of potential ending coming in, but it's like you get to decide how it ends. You don't have any control over the other person and how they participate, but you do have control over yourself and how you choose to handle the situation. So again, I do feel like this could be, it feels emotional. So it feels like it could be around relationships or something that you're emotionally invested in, but something that just isn't meant for you moving forward. And so again, the choice, the big decision comes in how you will decide to sort of sever those ties. And will you do it in a more enlightened way or a way that feels much, much heavier? And whatever you decide will, of course, affect you moving forward. So again, choose wisely. Then we move into the third week of January. And it's interesting. It's kind of like I'm just feeling, again, this polarity and this opportunity, again, to show up in your true essence of sort of, again, having a choice as to whether you're going to show up with your guns blazing. That's probably not a great term to use, but whether you're going to show up, yielding your sword, or whether you're going to lay your sword down and just step away from the fight. Just, allow things to move the way that they're meant to move, but choosing how you participate and participating in a way that feels much less aggressive, right? So we can always stand in our power, we can stand in our truths, but we don't have to do it so aggressively, right? It doesn't have to be this huge production. It can be a way that incites much more peace and harmony into our lives than to constantly be in this feeling of fight or flight. So I just have this feeling like this third week, you may have this opportunity to either, pick up your arms and join this fight and show up in aggression, show up in sort of this divisiveness, or or lay down your weapon and show up in a way that's much more harmonious to all involved while still holding true to your own beliefs, your own values, your own truths, right? So I just feel like for this third week, you're just going to have an opportunity to decide how you want to expend your energy. Do you want to just constantly be in chaos? Or do you want to be, in more peace and harmony? And again, those are two polarities within themselves. And so any extreme is, of course, toxic in a way. And so it's like you can sit back and do absolutely nothing, or, just sort of give up in a sense. That's one extreme. Or you can do the polar opposite and just really just go in fighting and just aggressively and just full of anger and hatred and cynicism or whatever. That's another extreme, which is toxic within itself. And so again, I think the call is to find your own equilibrium, still stand in your truth, stand in your power, stand for what you believe in. But you don't have to do it quite so aggressively, because remember that two energy, when you're in harmony with yourself, it's bridging the gap between people. It is being the mediator. It's seeing both sides of things and then finding ways to integrate those beliefs, those values, so that it's sort of like so everybody wins in a way, right? It's bridging the gap between the divisiveness. So again, you're going to have opportunities potentially this week to decide how you want to show up and how you want to expend that energy. And will it be for sort of, again, the greater community, or will it be something that's much more divisive? Then we move into the last week of the month, and this is where I feel like Peacock Spirit is really coming in for you. You have this opportunity this week to really let yourself shine and be noticed. And it's really like this energy of the magician coming in. And again, I think I've said this in a past reading for you, but you are the magician, right? This is your energy, that divine masculine energy merged with the femininity within you, allowing yourself to use the resources, in the tangible, in the physical around you, but taking those ideas from your intuition, from source, from your higher power, to figure out what you want to build within the physical and create that, right? Like creative life force energy is just pulsating through you at this point. And it's up to you what you choose to do with it. I do feel some sort of self-doubt coming in, some kind of like, well, who would want this? What's the point? I'm not worthy, whatever. Those kind of lower kind of energies coming in. And you have the power to release those energies, to face them and transmute them, and really embody that magician energy at this time, and really embody Peacock Spirit of letting yourself stand out and be noticed. There's nothing wrong with being noticed for your contribution, for your work, right? Again, I feel like you get to choose how you contribute. Are you going to feel that fire of chaos, or are you going to feel that fire of, harmony and peace and working together and collaboration and community? And so I do feel like the highest expression of that two energy is to show up in a way that is bridging, the ethereal with the physical and bringing those ideas to life and doing something that's for the greater good and bringing people together and that sense of community. So interesting how this comes in. Again, I feel like there's going to be this opportunity for you to really step into this energy and really showcase what you can do and how you want to show up and be that bridge. But it's going to take sort of again, transmuting any of those negative energies that come in for your mindsets around not being worthy or what's the point type of thing, right? It's kind of like, first and foremost, you need to decide what you want to do and then how you're going to do it, and understand that you have to start from somewhere. And so, no, you may not be at the final goal or at the expertise of the final goal, but that's the whole point of starting. That's the whole point of beginning somewhere. You start with that beginner mindset, and then you move towards that encompassing that expertise. And so I feel like that's where you're headed with this last week. But again, it's going to be that the struggle sort of comes in around that mindset of not feeling valued or not feeling capable. And so kind of work on those mindsets and understand that you have an opportunity to really sort of, I'm just seeing this beautiful peacock with its feathers spread, and doing its dance that it usually, you can see it do if you Google peacocks. You just have that possibility to really embody that at this time. And so again, overcome those mindsets that hold you back, and you'll be able to embody that peacock energy. So powerful energies this January 2021 for you all. I hope that it's transformative. I hope that it's a beautiful month for you. I hope that it's a beautiful start for 2021 for you. I see you being able to make a lot of decisions, make a lot of choices that allow you to stand in your power and to really step into your true essence. So until we meet again, twos, I hope that it's a beautiful start to 2021, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.